Hello, welcome back to my devlog. Here's what I did this past week. So if we look around at the very start, what I had was just a crappy looking materials. It was all brown and I didn't really look good at all. But now what I got is it's this blue sort of prototype texture. I saw this just on the Unity Asset Store and I thought it'd look a little bit better. So I started off just by making everything look a little bit nicer with this. I don't really know what I'm going to do with materials yet, so I think for now I'm just going to make everything look this blue sort of prototype material. It looks better than what just the normal colors and just the materials I was finding before. So what I added next was the beds. I added these bunk beds around the entire jail cell. I've only worked on one jail cell so far to see how everything's looking and if I like anything, and I'm just gonna copy it and move it over to the next one. So I added these beds around and adjusted the floor a bit because some parts were a little bit uncentered or unconnected, and I just made everything look and fit better. I added the beds, and then after doing all this, I got tired of it. So what I did was I started working on the door. And for the door, I made it very simple. So if you just have a key card, it just activates a boolean that says has key card, and if you have the key card, you're allowed to open the door just by pressing E, and it just goes on and off. That simple. For right now, I'm not using an animation, so I'm just toggling it. I'm doing object set active, so I'm just turning that on and off, and that's how I'm doing the door right now. I think that's just a good temporary solution. But later, what I'm going to do is add an animation and do all sorts of stuff with that. Next thing I added was sinks. So I just added sinks opposite from where the bed should be, kind of where I think the bathroom should be. After adding the beds and the doors, I'm now starting to think that the jail cell's going to be a little bit big. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. I might end up splitting the jail into two parts, each jail cell, but I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about that. It does feel a little big for how it is, but I might just leave it for how it is. But after I added the sinks, I added these tables. And the tables are really just to show like a cafeteria area. I just gave each one a simple box collider, and I put little bits of the wall underneath the floor, actually, and I just turned the mesh renderer off, so that will set up the navigation agent. So he can walk around the navigation, and he'll be able to go around the tables and everything, and then you won't be able to walk through the tables either. And I think that works so far. I'm still working on the chairs and making everything look nice, but this is just a good temporary solution on how everything should look. After adding the tables, I fixed the enemy AI. So some of the things I did was I just fixed how he would chase you. So, and no, I added a list. So before, what I was doing was I just gave him four positions he can go to follow you. So I gave it just four positions in the game, and that was within the script. I coded four descriptions. But for this, what I did was I added a list. I took not a game development, computer science class, an AP computer science class in school this past year, and I learned a bit about arrays, array lists, 2D arrays, and I got decent with them, but I didn't know how to do them in C#. What I did those were for Java, and I understand them quite a bit, but I didn't know how to do them with Java, so I had a basic understanding of what I wanted to get done, but not how to do it. So I just looked up how you do that, and I came up with lists, and lists work exactly how I wanted. So if I want to add a new position, all I have to do is drag a new area to where I want it to be, where I want the enemy to go to, and that'll add to the list. And I just change the randomizer so it can go throughout the lists and change different positions from there and choose them. After I fixed the enemy AI, I gave the enemy fire rate, so allowing him to actually kill you. So before, what I did was I just had him shoot you like infinitely, like as many times it could, because it's in the update function. I just had him shoot you a bunch, and he just said I hit the player whenever he hit you, and you wouldn't actually die. But now I made it so you'll die in 4 shots, so he does 3 damage each, and you have 10 health. And that's what I'm gonna do for right now. I'm not sure about this first level. I might not give them guns because I don't really like how that might go. I might give them just bats or something that they can hit you with. But that's what I did with the enemy, so he can actually kill you now. That's just a slight thing I added. After that, what I did was I added the ability for you to kill him. So this is a big thing I'm thinking of, because I don't want you to, when you're coming out of the jail cell, you're not going to have weapons. So I gave you the ability to punch and to kill from behind. I'm not sure how I feel about the kill from behind yet, because right now I just have a one-shot kill, and whenever you're behind him, you kill him instantly. So what I did was I just put a cube behind him, and I said if you're touching that collider and you press the fire 1 button, which is just your mouse left click, you'll kill him, which is kind of how I like things. You'll go right behind him, click him, and he'll die instantly. I think of that like as a chokehold. You'll take him out. That's what I was thinking. And then I also added you the ability just to punch him, and that deals 1 damage, so you can kill him just by punching. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like it a little bit, but killing from behind is not really. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But then what I added was the sphere casts. So I did some Unity AI, some messing around with that. I did the AI nav mesh agent not too long ago. Sorry, not the nav mesh. It was the machine learning package the experimental package that they've been working with. So you do the, what is it called? It's like the random choice. So they can randomly go around. It was the ML agents. It was that package I was using, and I liked it, and I learned a little bit. I kind of stopped using it because it was just a bit taxing. I don't have the best computer right now, so using that was a bit taxing on my computer, and Unity was crashing about every 10 minutes after running it, so I'd have to just constantly keep running different things to get the AI to learn. But I did learn one thing from that, and those were sphere casts, and that's where I got the idea. Let's give sphere casts to the player. To the enemies, because right now whenever I'm in front of the player, whatever I do is I just stand to the side, and if I'm not in front of him, he can't see me. So I added sphere cast so that when I'm to the side of him, he'll be able to hit me still. So now I can like walk. I can't just walk in straight to the side of him. He'll notice me a lot better. And for the gizmos, what I did, I just saw a guy. I need to understand gizmos a little bit better for this. For right now, what I did is I found a guy talking about it. I just slowly went line by line, seeing what he did, and I understand a little bit of how the gizmos work. So I'm pretty sure they run just constantly, even when the game's not playing. That's why the line's showing. But I'm just trying to understand things a little bit better. Sphere casts were just like ray casts, except for you gotta add the radius or diameter of the circle. So it's not too much different, but the gizmos I think I need to understand a little bit better. But overall, it made a lot of sense. But lastly, I added this chair. So what I'm gonna do for this, I think this is just might be a little fun thing. I added a chair that you can pick up and throw. So I'm gonna put these at the tables, and I think I want to make it so when it hits the enemy, it'll break. So you can't just keep throwing it, or maybe when it hits the enemy and the enemy dies, it'll break. But it's completely physics orientated. I just gave it a box collider, so it doesn't have the best box collider for the chair. It's not perfect, but I'm just making things simple right now. So I gave you the ability to throw it, just like you can throw the guns. And one last thing I did was I just made it so you don't have a gun when you spawn in this prison now. I just simply turned off the guns by adding a simple boolean into it. And right now, you don't have the guns, but when you can still pick up guns and have the ability to use them, but I haven't given that yet. And this is kind of where I'm at right now. Couple things I want to add. I really think I might need to start making things look nicer with player animations or enemy animations. And I think I'm just going to keep working with making things a little bit better, more performance working, because I know with the chair, if I add too many chairs that you can pick up and throw around, with rigid bodies, I'm pretty sure with that many physics objects, it might slow the game down a bit. I haven't tested that yet, but I'm pretty sure that will be the case. But that and just a couple other things, I need to definitely find the better materials, because right now the materials I have will work for right now, but not later. Another thing I think I need to get better with is the gizmos. I think I want to understand just what gizmos are more. Maybe add more objects like decorations. I'm also gonna maybe fix up the position. So if you stand kind of to the left or right, 90 degrees of where the enemy is looking, he still won't see you. So maybe I need to just adjust. If you're close enough to him, then he'll just see you instantly and fire. But Right now, the enemy can't kill you instantly he'll have to turn and rotate slowly to get you, so he's not going to have perfect aim. I added a slow, so when he aims and looks at you, when he's eventually seen you, I mean, he'll look at you slowly and not just instantly hit you, and he has a 50, I don't know how the units work in Unity so far. I just typed 50, and he'll stay a good distance away from you, so he won't always run straight towards you. But one thing problem I'm just gonna tell you that I had this week was when I was making the door, I was making the door so when the enemy would hit it, he wouldn't be able to go through it, and I would reset the navigation of completely rebuild the AI navigation for the bad guy, but it just slowed down. Eventually, it took me a while to actually get it working, but I'd slow down because you had to rebuild the entire place until I just made a dumb error where I thought, wait, why don't I just make the enemy open the door? So now he also has a box collider that if he hits, the door will open instantly all ready for him, and when he leaves it, the door will just close back up. And that's kind of where I'm at right now for this week. I've just been doing little bits throughout. I don't know what really my plan is for next week, but I'm just going to keep making progress and keep getting things done. And that's what I've been doing this week. Thanks for watching.